Hi, my name is Janet McCarthy and I'm from Youngstown, Ohio. And today I'm going to make a shrimp scampi over angel hair with an herbed cream cheese sauce. And the way I came up with this recipe was that I make this scampi with a sauce that contains whipping cream. And so with this contest going on, I tried it with cream cheese and it is a winner and I'm going to keep it. Okay, so I've already melted 6 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And I'm going to start out with my mushrooms. I have 1.5 cups of sliced mushrooms that I'm going to saute. I like to start with mushrooms first because I like to get them cooked pretty well. And I don't salt them, and I think I learned this from Paula Deen, that you don't salt mushrooms until you're finished cooking them because that brings out the moisture in them. So I'm not going to salt them yet. So I'm going to saute these, turn the heat up, and then I'm going to add onion and red bell pepper. Okay, my mushrooms have been sauteing a good 5 minutes. They're starting to get it brown. At this point I'm going to add 1/2 cup of diced onion. Mushrooms and onion are a marriage. They go so well together. And then when you add cream cheese, you can just about make anything with those ingredients. Garlic too, I love that. So I'm going to let this saute for probably another 5 minutes. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes for my onions, and you just kind of have to be patient to get that going. And now I'm going to add one red pepper that I have chopped. Actually, I just love all these flavors, but I think the red pepper also makes it pretty. I'll saute that for about 3 minutes. Okay, that's just about finished. Now what I do is I set this aside and I get out another pan for my shrimp. And then I take the remaining 2 tablespoons of butter from my stick of butter, and I'm going to melt that. And I'm also going to add a little bit of olive oil because we don't want it to burn, maybe a tablespoon. And I'm going to salt and pepper my shrimp, which has been peeled and deveined. I like to leave the tails on because I think they have flavor, you know, when they're cooking. But that's up to you. You don't have to leave the tails on. Okay, now I'm going to add my pound of shrimp. The shrimp takes about 5 minutes. You don't want to overcook it because then it gets tough. So I'll let that go. I think it's about time to put my pasta in. I put in about 3/4 of a pound of angel hair for 4 people. Okay, my shrimp are looking nice, and I'm going to turn them now. Okay, now at this point I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of minced fresh garlic. If you're not a huge garlic fan, you probably could add a little less. It's up to you. We like garlic in this house though. And garlic has to go in for about maybe 30 seconds, and you just stir it up. You do not want to burn your garlic because then it'll be bitter, and that's not good. So that's kind of a quick stir there. I can smell it. It already smells wonderful. And then at this point I'm going to add 1 cup of white wine. I have Pinot Grigio, I've used Chardonnay. It's kind of whatever you like. Whatever you like to drink, that's what you should add. Pour that right in. Let that burn off a little bit, a minute or so. Okay, while this was cooking for about a minute, I drained my angel hair. It was ready, so that's in the sink, and I added 1/2 cup of chicken broth. And then we are going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of chicken bouillon. What I have here though, you can use chicken bouillon, or I actually use chicken soup base. It's a half a teaspoon. I just think it has great flavor. So you just kind of stir that in there. And now we're going to add our cream cheese. I don't use the whole brick, the 8-ounce brick. I use just about the whole thing. About 3/4 of that brick. And that's just going to melt really nice and really smooth. Okay, now that cream cheese has melted really nice. So I have about a 1/2 cup of fresh Parmesan cheese. Freshly grated Parmesan cheese. And that just really has a great flavor with this cream cheese. I just stir that up, and everything else is pretty quick. I have 2 teaspoons of fresh chopped thyme, which is a wonderful, wonderful flavor in this. And then I have 2 tablespoons of fresh basil. Fresh ingredients are just the best. I just think they give a dish just a wonderful flavor. Okay, then I have here 2 tablespoons of crushed pistachios. It's just good in this dish. It might sound a little crazy, but we love pistachios, so I add those, and I just think it does something. Then I just take half a lemon and I squeeze it right in. I think I basically use lemon because I have shrimp and I feel they go together. So there we go. And it's almost ready. My family likes tang, so I'm going to put in a little bit of red pepper because we like a little bit of zest. You don't have to do that though, certainly, if you're not into the heat of things. I have the pistachios, which are salty, so I feel like there's some salt going on in there with the bouillon or the chicken soup base. So you can add a little salt. This is totally to taste. I don't add too much because of the salty ingredients already in there. Okay, at this point I'm ready to add my onions and mushrooms and red pepper. And I just stir that up. And I'm going to be ready to put that right on the angel hair. Okay, it's time to eat. I take a little bit of Parmesan and I sprinkle it on my angel hair. Whenever I have pasta, I do that because the sauce sticks to the pasta a little bit better. Okay, so however hungry you are, you can put that much on your plate. That looks about good for me. Okay, you want to make sure you get the sauce on there, all on the angel hair. Yum. And you want to make sure you have a generous amount of shrimp, of course. Lay that on top. It smells really, really good. And it's so creamy, but it's not too thick, which I was a little worried about when I used the cream cheese. I thought, it might be too thick, and it's really not. It's wonderful. Okay. Now if you want to serve it maybe with a slice of lemon and a couple little bits of basil because that's in it. I like to garnish it with some chives just for more color. And obviously that cheese is the best, so I sprinkle a little more Parmesan on top. And then I just sprinkle it with a little bit of pistachio because that's in the dish, so we want to see that too. Okay, I'm ready to taste it. Okay, now here's the best part of all, the tasting. I have a piece of shrimp on here, I have some mushroom, I have some red pepper. It's going to be good. I'm telling you, this is to die for. Well, I hope you all enjoyed the recipe. I've been cooking for a long time. I have 4 boys and they have big appetites, so I'm in the kitchen a lot, but I enjoy it. I've enjoyed it since I was little. Anyway, this dish is one of our favorites, so thank you so much.